do you know and grow in a relationship? You make the investment of time. The second thing you do is you act on what you know. Once you get to know someone, you start to take action on that. We're going to go back to the scripture. Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 through 4 says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. You know what the biggest problem in all relationships is? Selfishness. That's it. Somebody gets selfish, and you got a problem. But what if our relationship looked like what the scripture tells us to do? Don't be selfish. Don't be vain. Don't be conceited. Rather, say that next word with me, even though it's not underlined. Rather, in humility. When we're humble, it breaks down all the walls. In humility, value others, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, above yourselves, not looking to, say it with me, not looking to your own interest, but each of you to the interest of others, right? Not going to be selfish. We're going to focus on the other person. So, married relationship, husband and wife, maybe dating relationship, husband and wife. Let me give you some real, there's thousands of books written on relationships. They're all good. I'm sure they're helpful. But the most simple thing that you got to know is very simply on the screen. It's what the Bible's told us all these years ago. It's because God made us. He knew what we needed. Men need love. Women, no, they don't. Men need respect. Women need love. Each man must love his wife as he loves himself. And a lot of you like yourself pretty good. So you might want to really transition that to your wife. And the wife must respect her husband. Why would God say this? Because he made us and he knows what makes us work. Shanti Felding did a survey. By the way, I'd recommend any book that she's ever written. It's really, really, really good stuff, biblically based on relationships. She did a survey of men, and she said, would you rather spend the rest of your life without the respect of your wife or alone and unloved? Those are the two options. Would you rather spend the rest of your life without the respect of your wife or alone and unloved? You want to take a guess which people choose? 74% chose one of them. Alone and unloved. Men would rather be alone. Think about how pathetic we are, men. This is terrible, right? We'd rather be alone and unloved than in a relationship where our wife or our girlfriend does not respect us. So here's your action step, ladies. Ready? This week, at some point, say to your husband, say to your boyfriend, hey, I respect you for this. Just say it. If you just say it out loud. Now, don't pick something you don't respect. Like, actually mean it, okay? Like, something that's really real. If you just say it, his love for you will grow massively because he knows that you respect him. And guys, it's going to be your turn going on here pretty soon. The next step for you is to show your love for your wife, for your girlfriend, by accepting her and demonstrating that she is your priority. That she is your priority. There should never be a day where she does not know that you love and accept her. Be proud of her. Show your love for her in public. I'm terrible at this, so I'm preaching to myself. But, hold hands as you're walking down the mall or wherever you're walking around, okay? Put your arm around her while you're watching TV. One guy just said, I hold my wife's hand all the time. Why do you do that? Well, because I'm afraid if I let go, she's going to shop. That's not what we're going for, okay? Not what we're going for. It's a terrible joke. I shouldn't have threw that one in. I apologize to all the women in the room right now. Mentioned this earlier. I'm going to come back to it. Take her on a date every week. And you're thinking, we can't afford that. How much does youth sports cost? You can afford it. How much does that new golf club cost? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm going to get mad. You can afford it. You just have to prioritize it. You just have to say, this is a priority. Date night every week is a lot cheaper than divorce. Every man is insecure and needs to hear that he's respected. And I'm going to say this, I'm not a woman, so I'm a little nervous. But I've checked with several different women on this, and they've said it's okay to say it. Okay? There's very few women alive, and maybe none, who wake up in the morning and say, I'm good enough, I'm pretty enough, and people like me. There's very few ladies that wake up and say, I matter, I'm valued. When you show that, when you reinforce that in her, she'll be able to respect you. And as you redo that again, she'll be able to respect you anymore. And it's just this amazing, amazing, amazing thing that happens. We continue on with the scripture because the scripture is true. Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 through 4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Remember, we just saw this, but I want to remind you because it's all what this is about. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to, say it with me, your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. It goes like this. It's God's number one, your spouse is number two, and so on and so on. And we're unselfish with one another. So we make